Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the remainder of July or whenever this video finds you. I trust that you will receive this message exactly when you're meant to. I am going to start our reading off this month with some messages from the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle by Kelly Smith. I love to use this deck. I call it my OG deck because it's the one that I've used the longest. It's the one that I always use in my group coaching programs, in my one-on-one readings, things like that. I also call it my tough love deck because it calls us on our shit. And let's be real, we all need that from time to time. So I'm going to go ahead and start to pull what is your primary energy for the month. I just used some Palo Santo to raise our energy. And I want to remind you that you don't have to be here in the presence of the Palo Santo. You don't have to smell the smoke or be in the presence of the smudge because it's neither one of those things that raises our energy. It is the spirit of the Palo Santo tree. So thank you, sacred Palo Santo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the primary energy for the remainder of this month for the Aries collective? What does Aries need to know most? Okay, I'm getting old soul. This has come up for a couple of the signs now, so I'm very curious where you are watching for. You could be watching this video for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, anywhere else in your chart. But if you have watched some of the other videos and you are a cross watcher and you're hearing this message multiple times this month, this is like spirit putting a great big exclamation mark at the end of your reading saying pay extra attention. The old soul card reminds us that you are an old soul, and you've probably been told this many times before. When we are old souls, we have access to ancient wisdom. We have access to all of the medicine, all of the knowledge, all of the gifts that we had in our previous lives. Maybe you spent your past life or some of your multiple past lives as a shaman, as a healer, as a psychic, as a mystic, as a witch, and I'm sure other past lives as well. We've got many of them when we're old souls. But this is telling you to tap into that knowledge. Tap into that wisdom. It is going to take you far. And how do you do that? Well, personally, I like to do that in meditation. And if you're not someone who has a regular meditation practice, remember we're meditating much more often than we generally give ourselves credit for. You remember being young and saying like, oh, did you just gap out? No, they didn't gap out. They just switched into a different realm for a moment or two. A lot of the times we often will meditate even when we're going for walks, particularly out in nature with no phones. For me, I meditate every morning when I'm watering my grass. We just sold our house, and one of the contract agreements was that we would keep the grass nice and green. So I'm watering it every day, which is really hard to do here. We live in the Okanagan where it's hot and dry a lot of the times. Thankfully, thank you, Mother Earth, it has been raining more than typical for an Okanagan summer, so I haven't had to water every day. But when I'm watering my grass, it's like I just dip into that meditative state. We meditate also when we are driving, particularly if you know exactly where you're going. You don't have to think about the directions or anything like that. We meditate often when we are in the shower, when we're in a bath with no phone. There's lots of different opportunities where we are dipping into that meditative state. And this is where I ask for wisdom from my former self, from different versions of me, from different past lives. And that might be something for you to consider in the remainder of this month, Aries. Let's see what will be the biggest challenge for the Aries collective in the month ahead, please. Okay, I'm getting empath. So yeah, you're going to be feeling other people's energies. I talk a lot about the 3 steps to energy hygiene, and I think this is really important to highlight for you this month, Aries. Now, if you're new here, I'm Jenny. I'm a shamanic healer and I'm a women's coach. So in my 16-week program, Nourish Your Temple, I help you to heal from your core worthiness wound. We do shamanic healing in that group and a lot of personal journeys so you can work on self-healing. And again, energy hygiene is my 3 steps to cleansing, grounding, and protecting your energy. When we are empaths, as many of us are, so many of us are, and we may or may not even realize that we're empaths. A lot of the times, most of what we're feeling isn't ours at all. So if you're feeling stress, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling scarcity, lack, fear, doubt, insecurity, all of those things, remember that is so prevalent in the collective right now. I mean, I haven't had TV in years, but there's an Airbnb next door, and the Airbnb guests had their windows wide open and they were watching the news, and I was like, oh my gosh, I started to feel anxious because I could hear it. I could hear, every few words, and I was like, yeah, there's a reason that I don't watch the news, because I don't want to tap into that energy of that fear mongering, right? So you might be confusing other people's energy with your own in this month. You might even be feeling other people's physical ailments. That's something that a lot of empaths can resonate with. You know, you're in the presence of somebody, maybe one of your loved ones isn't feeling well, and all of a sudden you start to not feel well. And part of it, you're like, okay, well, are they contagious? Did I pick up what they have? But a lot of the times it's because you're an empath. So what are my 3 steps to energy hygiene? How can you stop yourself from feeling other people's energy? How can you cleanse other people's energy off of you and protect yourself from feeling other people's energy? Well, cleanse your energy, ground your energy, protect your energy. There's multiple ways to do this, and it's so important that you take what resonates with you and you leave what doesn't. Because if you don't fully believe in it, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not going to be as effective. So how do you cleanse your energy? Personally, I love sage and agua de Florida water. I love bells, drums, rattles, visualization. Salt water is extremely effective. I like to get a bath with pink Himalayan salts at least a few days a week. That's a really strong, powerful cleanser. Cold water. I know a lot of people love their cold plunges these days, and I'm so happy to hear that because it does really give you a strong psychic cleansing. You can journey for cleansing as well. And then step 2 is grounding your energy. How do you ground your energy? Again, there's lots of ways to do this, but we all know the easiest way, the most effective way is to get outside and put your bare feet on the earth. I like to do both. I like to do my bare feet and my bare hands on the earth. I love to just sit on the grass in the morning. It is my favorite thing to do. And then sometimes even when I'm doing these videos, they take quite a long time and I need a little break in between. So I will just go outside and I will sit down in the earth, close my eyes, really connect with myself, slow down my breath, and it really does calm our central nervous system. I believe that they say calming down because when we're grounded, our central nervous system is calm and we're showing up as our best. You can also use different crystals, different essential oils, different herbs, smudging, things like that. Those can all be very grounding as well. And then of course, visualization and journey work too. And then how do you protect your energy? Again, it has to resonate with you. If you don't believe in it, it's not going to be effective. So prayer is extremely effective if you're someone who prays, and I never used to be. So, if that makes you feel a little ick, I understand. Trust me, I understand. It used to make me feel icky too, just because of the way that I was raised and my beliefs around organized religion. And I wasn't sure what I believed in when I was younger, and now as I'm getting older, my beliefs are shifting and changing and evolving just as I am. And prayer is extremely effective. You can also call in different protective spirit guides and allies. Archangel Michael is extremely protective. Grandmother Jaguar is extremely protective. We all have a guardian angel that you could call on. And there's lots of different things you can do physically as well. I teach some people create some chi with your hands, create some energy, come all the way up as far as you can, and create a little bit of a bubble or a bird cage, whatever feels good to you, all the way around your body. Some people do a cloak of protection. Some people put braids in their hair for protection. Again, crystals can be effective too if you're wearing different protective stones. So energy hygiene will help you quite a bit this month for the remainder of the month, Aries, because it feels to me that your biggest challenge is going to be confusing other people's energy with your own. Now, aside from energy hygiene, which I've just talked about, what will help the Aries collective the most overcome this challenge in the remainder of this month? Okay, I'm getting support team. Okay, so you're not alone with this. Now, when the support team comes up, sometimes this card can indicate that there are other people in your life that can be very helpful. And yes, that's absolutely true. I've been hiring coaches for 14 years. I am a coach. I work with a lot of clients one-on-one and in my group coaching programs, as well as my membership, which is where you'll have access to the extended reading if you're going to join me there later. In the extended reading, we'll clarify all of this, but we'll also pull a card from the Animal Spirits Oracle, from the Moonology Oracle, from the Inspire, Change, and Healing Oracle. I'll have the links for all of those down below in the comments and description box, as well as the link to join the extended reading. But support team can also mean that your spirit guides and allies want to support you. So how do you connect with your spirit guides and allies? Go into a meditation, go into a journey, make the intention. Intention is everything. I'm sure you've heard that before, but that's because it's so true. Make your intention to connect with your spirit guides and allies. What spirit guides and allies can help me most protect my energy? And go into a meditation and just Trust the experience. Everyone has a different experience. You might see messages, you might hear messages, you might feel messages on your physical body or just in your gut. You might have a strong inner knowing, you might smell things, you might taste things. Trust in whatever way your intuition shows up for you. You might be guided to open your eyes and start channeling, start writing, and those are all 100% valid. No way of receiving intuitive messages is better than the other. The way that you receive your intuitive messages are how you were meant to. And a lot of the times, our spirit guides and allies will share messages with us in the way that they know we will resonate with. So some of you might be seeing angel numbers. You'll have to let me know down below in the comments. Are you seeing angel numbers, and which numbers are they? Because every number has a different frequency. So every number is going to carry with it a different message. And I want to remind you that I feel like this is for some of you in particular. Angel numbers are not just repeating numbers. They're numbers that stop you. And you're like, oh, I wonder if that number means something. For example, somebody said like 878. Is that an angel number? Of course it is. Every number is an angel number. If you're seeing it and it's stopping you in your tracks and you're wondering, what does that number mean? Then that means that your guides want you to explore that. You can always Google, like, what does this number mean? And you're going to get 25,000 different answers. The answer that is most important to you is the one that you resonate with the most. So of all the different answers, if one feels like it's the right one, that's the one that you're meant to read, okay? Now let's see what is going to help the Aries collective to align with their highest path, their highest purpose, their highest destiny, their highest timeline for the remainder of the month ahead, please. Okay, you're getting fear. So the only thing standing in your way is you. The only thing standing in your way is you. When the fear card comes up, it's saying that your fears are standing in the way of you aligning with the life that you deserve, the life that you're meant for, the life that is fated for you. And I understand this. Oh my gosh, I have so much fear inside of me. So how do I navigate this? How do I continue to move forward even though these fears come up? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not brave enough. That works for other people, but it can't work for me, because a lot of the times it's because of our perception of our circumstances. So this just requires a little bit of a rewiring of our beliefs. And we have to remember that our beliefs are not our beliefs. Our beliefs are what our parents taught us, what our family taught us, what our community taught us, what society is teaching us. And a lot of us, our beliefs today, unfortunately, are based on what we're seeing on social media. So many of us spend so much time on social media. Our beliefs are really based on who we're watching and who we're seeing. And let's be real, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And I don't think it should be. That's toxic positive. I believe that it's important to look at the light and the shadow of everything. But just remember, your beliefs may not be your beliefs at all. So if you have fear about taking action, if you have fear about moving forward, I feel like for some of you, you may be wanting to take better care of yourself. And you might be thinking like, I really want to eat better. I really want to move my body more. Then, the fear that's coming up is, but then I'm not going to be able to eat my favorite foods. And then I'm going to be tired and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. That is a fear. You're like, I don't want to do it because it's going to be hard. And I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have that in me to do it. Well, that fear is valid. Allow yourself to feel it and release it. Give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is our great mother. She wants to take all of our suffering, all of our pain, all of our fears, as any great mother would. I mean, if you're a parent and you're watching this right now, if your child came up to you, or if you're not a parent and you have young people in your life, nieces, nephews, friends, godchildren, etc., and they came up to you and said, I really want to do this, but I'm so scared, what would you say to them? You would be like, I know you're scared. That's okay to be scared, but you can do it. You can do anything. You can do absolutely anything. If you have the desire to do it, that tells you that it's meant for you. So what are you trying to change in your life? What do you want to cultivate more of in your life? Do you want to improve your relationships, your careers? Do you have a hobby or a passion that you've been wanting to try? Do you want to take better care of yourself? Do you want to explore your spirituality? Whatever it is that you're craving, whatever it is that you have the desire for, again, you wouldn't have the desire if it were not meant for you. So this card is really saying, in order to align with your highest path, your highest purpose, your highest destiny, your highest timeline, Aries, you're meant to move through that fear, acknowledge it, feel it, and then release it. When we don't acknowledge it and we don't allow ourselves to feel it, then we're not able to release it. It will stay in there. It will be hindered. It will be within us. And we will not be able to move forward until we can release that fear. I talked earlier about meditation and support team. You're getting a lot of very supportive messages here. You are an old soul. You have the access to that ancient wisdom within you. You are an empath. You might be feeling other people's fear. You might be feeling other people's fear. Some of this fear may not even be your own. And I mentioned earlier, sitting down on the grass with your bare feet and your bare hands in the earth, and just visualizing wherever that fear is, it's within your body, wherever that fear resides in your body. It might be in your stomach, our solar plexus, our place of personal power. It might be in your heart. It might feel heavy on your chest. It might be in your throat because you're afraid to speak your truth. It might be in your tailbone, your lower back, because this is the area of safety and security. Wherever this fear resides in your body, visualize it coming out of your body, going through the soles of your feet, going deep into Mother Earth, because she wants to take it for you. Let's get one final message for the Aries Collective before we move into the extended reading, and I do hope to see you there on the extended. If you are enjoying my energy and enjoying this reading, if you're new here, I would so appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel. Like this video. You guys know how the algorithm works. The more people who like it, the more people who will see it, and the more likely I am to show up for it for the next one. And of course, let me know in the comments how this is resonating with you. What's the final message for Aries to clarify this entire reading to help Aries move forward? Okay, we're getting environments. And again, if you're watching for other places, if you're a cross watcher and you check out your other placements in your chart, the environment card has come up for a couple of people. So the environment card is telling you that your environment is playing a huge effect on the way that you're feeling. Remember that everything has energy, okay? Everything has energy. Every single item in your home has energy. Every single one. That old shirt that your mother-in-law got you that was 10 times too small and you feel like she got it for you just to share a message that you need to lose some weight. Every time you look at it, it makes you feel like garbage. Yeah, that carries energy. That old shirt from an ex-boyfriend, or that old gift from an ex-boyfriend that you've been hanging on to for 30 years, even though you've been married for 20, that carries energy. The items that you've been neglecting, that you've had pushed away in a box somewhere that you haven't looked at, those carry the energy of neglect and abandonment. I just sold my house, so I've been doing a whole lot of purging lately. And when I opened up boxes that we hadn't looked at for almost 8 years, we've been here for almost 8 years, the energy filled the room. So this is saying now is a good time to clean, declutter, and purge your environment. It's really important to smudge the energy of our home as well. I talked earlier about energy hygiene. It's really important to smudge the energy of our home as well. If you're comfortable working with the spirit of sage, I highly recommend using sage. You can use agua de Florida, Florida water. I like to put it in a spray bottle and just spritz it around. You can use bells. I love to use bells when I don't want anything to smell. I use bells to cleanse the energy. You can use drums, rattles, visualization. There's lots of eagle feathers. There's lots and lots of ways that you can cleanse the energy of your space. But this is calling for you to clean up your environment because it is affecting your overall energy. And with you getting the empath card that you got earlier, not surprised to see that, because you could even be picking up the energy of your environment. All right, Aries, I do hope to see you over on the extended reading, and I will see you next time.